The dengue virus is a mosquito-borne disease. You can only get bitten by one of these Aedes mosquitoes in tropical areas such as the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, southern China, Taiwan, the Pacific Islands, the Caribbean, except Cuba and the Cayman Islands, Mexico, Africa, and Central and South America, except Chile, Paraguay, and Argentina. The dengue season is most likely to occur when it rains in the tropical areas where these Aedes mosquitoes live. Symptoms might be mistaken for the flu in some cases. Though the virus itself has its own obvious symptoms, you may begin to notice them about 6 days after being bitten. These symptoms would appear as a sudden high fever, severe headaches, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain, nausea, vomiting, skin rash, easy bruising, and sudden bleeding in gums or nose bleeding, which all will appear after the virus spreads through the victim's system.
Scientists have been working on a vaccine for dengue for about 80 years. It affects 400 million people a year. It is currently known as the fastest growing and most common mosquito disease in the world. Also, dengue outbreaks affect healthcare systems because it floods hospitals with people who have it. It also changes healthcare resources, not in a good way. Having a dengue vaccine would also be a big advance in the control of dengue. Dengue vaccines are too dangerous for small children, so right now, children under the age of 2 do not have a vaccination for dengue. They are working on this, though.
At this point, with the new development of the dengue vaccine, Dengvaxia, Dr. Ruby Dyson, a main scientist in Sanofi Pasteur with a large part in the creation of Dengvaxia, gave the okay for the vaccine's phase 3 clinical trials. She noted that the vaccine would not cause severe dengue, so they started testing the vaccine on humans. These phase 3 clinical trials were started in 2011 in many tropical and subtropical places. These included areas such as Latin America and Asia. In Latin America, 1,944 children were given the vaccine. Children in the age groups 9 to 16 were given the vaccine in 2011 and were observed until the end of the study in April 2018. Some children were hospitalized with severe dengue. This was more common in younger groups, such as in children with the age range 2 to 14 years. The hospitalization was especially bad with the vaccine because of how severe dengue became much more prevalent. With the primary dengue virus, about 1 in every 10,000 cases led to severe dengue involving hospitalization, but with the severe dengue developed from the vaccine, statistics to 1.44% of people infected with the severe version of the virus that led to hospitalization and sometimes death.
Hi, my name is Chezzy Solari. I am currently a veterinary student at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine. I am a third-year student. We do 4 years of veterinary school. I also did 4 years of undergrad at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, with my major being in animal science and my minor in biology. So I am fairly comfortable with the topic of vaccines. I have been working with vaccines since I was 14 years old. So for the last 10 years of my life, I've been working with vaccinating animals and just knowing about vaccines and the various benefits and any adverse effects that might be associated with them and the importance of getting vaccines. I think some of the important basic information that people need to know about vaccines is that they're a major part of preventative medicine. Vaccines are the most useful when the most people use them. So if there are only a few people vaccinated against some kind of disease, it's not going to have as much of an impact as when there are multiple people vaccinated against that disease, because the more people that are vaccinated, the less potential there is for spread of that disease in a community. How do vaccines work? So that's actually a very big question, because there's a lot of different vaccines and a lot of different mechanisms of actions that all of these vaccines have. But the basic idea of a vaccine is that you're introducing some form of the infectious agent. So whether that's the infectious agent killed, or it's an inactivated infectious agent, or it's some part of the infectious agent, whether it be a protein or some other aspect of it, you are basically inserting that into a person so that their immune system can carry that to basic aspects of the immune system throughout the body, and then the body can recognize it, build a defense towards it, and a specific defense towards that specific infectious agent. And then once you have that specific defense built up, if you were to then later in life get reinfected in real life, your body has already built up the immune defense And so it doesn't need to go through the whole process of getting sick, discovering that infectious agent for the first time. Rather, it already has a defense to that infectious agent, and so it can fight it off right away and prevent you from ever really getting very sick. On a simple basis, that's kind of how they work.
Since the vaccine is relatively new, side effects may vary. Doctors realize this vaccine isn't as good as it could be, so future adaptations may include a vaccine that's outcomes are more controlled and didn't vary so much. Dengue can cause a drop in blood pressure and life-threatening bleeding. The vaccine can also cause these things. Experts say that you can still get dengue virus even if you've been vaccinated. There are reports of vaccinated children dying, which is causing panic. Whether or not the vaccine has caused these deaths is unclear. The main problem with the vaccine is unnecessary panic caused by these deaths that may not be linked to the vaccine.
Though the Dengue is not available in the United States, it has had a huge effect in altering the direction dengue was headed in. As of now, over 800,000 kids have been vaccinated before sources released the dangers of vaccinating young kids. Although the vaccine itself has no side effects, if injected in a child that did not previously have dengue virus, severe hemorrhagic dengue fever can develop. Nevertheless, the Dengue has helped many people in the legal states to prevent themselves from this quiet disease. To conclude, the Dengue has made big advancements, going from no vaccine to one that works almost perfectly. There's improvement to be made, and it is still not legal in all countries, but slowly the dengue fever is being controlled.